right.
I want you to cover this. This is great. This is a fantastic story.
Very excited. Do it again. That's seriously the longest PsyOps jingle we have?
PsyOps.
Do you want to hear the whole thing?
Let's do the whole thing.
This was an NSA-style hybrid war PsyOps.
There we go. It just really sets the mood, you know. This is coming from MSN.com, but it is mirrored by Raw Story. And the headline, it's mirrored by MSN from Raw Story. The headline is Fox viewers are less likely to believe lies after being paid. Hold on. I love this so much. Fox viewers are less likely to believe lies after being paid to watch CNN for 30 days. That's a study. Like, what in the world? Remember when the Canadian doctor diagnosed a woman with climate change? That was the disease, right? Mm-hmm. This is going to be, the prescription to cure your lies from Fox is watching CNN. Man, CNN is on the ball with this one. I hope there's a CNN Plus affiliate code at the end of this. A groundbreaking new study paid viewers of the Fox News network to watch CNN for 30 days. What they found is that the viewers ultimately became more skeptical and less likely to buy into fake news.
I love that the premise, the presupposition of this entire thing is that CNN and MSN, was it MSN, right?
It's just CNN.
Just CNN? Is
CNN here
is the bastion of truth, and everything that diverges from that is fake news. I love it.
CNN is true. This is not even a question in the study. It's just CNN is true and Fox is lies. And when you watch true, you don't believe lies.
When you get paid to watch true, you stop believing lies.
Yeah. What they found is that the viewers ultimately became more skeptical and less likely to buy into fake news. The early impacts after just 3 days showed that the viewers were already starting to change. That is spooking me out, man. 3 days of watching CNN begins to change you already. Like, that shows the power of the corporate mainstream news. I mean, you can be a full-on Fox person and you get strapped to a chair with your eyelids taped open watching CNN, and it changes you. It's the power of the PSYOP.
Yeah.
The findings of the study, written by David E. Brockman and Joshua L. Kalla, explained that the experiment used content analysis comparing the two networks during September 2020. Oh, what a convenient time. Quote, during this period, the researchers explained that CNN provided extensive coverage of COVID-19, which included information about the severity of COVID-19 crisis and poor aspects of Trump's performance handling COVID-19. Fox News covered COVID-19 much less, said the study. The coverage of COVID-19 it did offer provided little of the information CNN did. So at best, like a true logical analysis of that sentence is, at best, they're just saying CNN and Fox told different lies.
Yeah.
Instead, giving viewers information about why the virus was not a serious threat. On the other hand, Fox News extensively but highly selectively covered racial issues. Yeah, because CNN doesn't do that. And its coverage of these issues provided extensive information about Biden and other Democrats' supposed positions on them, and about outbreaks of violence and protests for racial justice in American cities. CNN provided little information about either. The networks both covered the issue of voting by mail, but again, dramatically different information about it, in addition to offering different frames. I have
a quick thing I have to run to real quick. I'll be right back.
Sure, I'll keep reading. Yeah, the idea that CNN provided little information about outbreaks of violence at protests for racial justice. They're basically just saying CNN didn't cover Black Lives Matter, which is the most ludicrous thing that I've ever heard. But okay, let's keep moving. Raw story. Remember that, folks. This is raw story. Quote, it's far from obvious, they surmised, that viewing different networks would affect the beliefs and attitudes of the viewer. What universe are these scientists living in that they postulate that it's far from obvious that the networks, watching different networks, affects the beliefs and attitudes of the viewer? What in the world are they talking about? Again, the presupposition that they're trying to work from is, oh no, people watch news because it's what they already believe. It does not affect what they believe, which is obviously ludicrous, but that idea does benefit the news organization, because if people were aware that the very act of watching one news station over another could fundamentally change you because it's a psychological operation, and its whole goal is to influence the public and create a worldview and narrative which makes them controllable by one force or another. Obviously, that's the case, but not from the scientists here. Oh, it's far from obvious that when you watch different news, you believe different things. In fact, it wasn't so much that viewers were tuning in because they already felt that way. Their attitudes were actually being formed from the Fox network. They point out that oh, no. CNN, that wasn't brainwashing anybody. It was just Fox News that was brainwashing people. They got unbrainwashed by watching CNN. The Fox viewers were nearly all very conservative and strong Republicans, the study explained.
That doesn't require a lot
true.
of...
It is also not true.
Yeah,
the Nielsen ratings have come out that more Democrats watch Tucker Carlson than Republicans.
Oh, it's like the rage thing, right?
There's many different reasons for sure, but
the same reason conservatives and right wing people watch CNN,
right?
Yeah,
but under the same concept that these scientists are so shocked that watching a certain show can change your mind. I mean, think of the implications of that. You have more Democrats watching Tucker Carlson than Republicans. And if, of course we know that watching news changes your mind. That's the whole point. It's social engineering. So you have a bunch of Democrats hate watching Tucker Carlson and slowly being changed by him. Ooh. Of 763 qualifying participants, we then randomized 40% of the treatment group to change the slant of their media diet. We offered treatment group participants. I love treatment. We're treating these Fox viewers with our prescription of CNN. I mean, seriously, they're using these medical terms. It's crazy. Nuts. We treated the Fox viewers with CNN. We offered treatment group participants $15 an hour to watch 7 hours of CNN per week. That is not enough money to watch 7 hours of CNN.
$15 per hour? Oh, no way, man.
Yeah. During September 2020, prioritizing the hours at which participants indicated they typically watched Fox News. At the 3-day mark, the viewers took a survey. Quote, we found large effects of watching CNN instead of Fox News on participants' factual perceptions of current events, and i.e. beliefs, and knowledge about the 2020 presidential candidates' positions. They found they discovered changes in attitudes about Donald Trump and Republicans, as well as a large effect on their opinions about COVID. The viewers also evolved to believe that they evolved. Which is funny because the implication there is they got better. They transcended their ape form, their ape-like fox-watching form to some sort of illuminated master.
It presupposes also that anybody who watches Fox News for any news coverage is somehow like a lower-level human.
That's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
They're still apes. They need it. Okay. The viewers also evolved to believe that Donald Trump made a mistake.
Or if Donald Trump made a mistake, Fox News would not cover it, i.e. the Fox News engages in partisan coverage filtering, as if CNN doesn't. Come on. What are you saying?
Yeah, Fox, unlike CNN, engages in partisan coverage filtering. The findings might suggest that the most cost-effective way for Democrats to win elections is to start running their own infomercials or commercials on the Fox networks. While the report is 126 pages long, the first 5 have the full findings. And there it is, Gonz. During this reading this, the thing that comes to mind immediately is, oh, of course CNN paid for this study. I mean, this study is not real science. It's obviously a corporate marketing, fake
it's study. A study, quote unquote.
Right. It's a study, much like so many other studies just happen to benefit corporations more than people. But the fact that it says here, the findings suggest, they're just telling you, right here, this is a marketing opportunity. If you want to win, Democrats, advertise on Fox News. I think that Fox made this up. I think Fox funded this study. Fox paid for it. It's so
they can get the advertisers.
Exactly. It's so wildly ridiculous, as I cannot help but interrupt myself reading it to explain. It is so wildly ludicrous and unscientific what they've put together here that it makes CNN look bad. How ludicrous it sounds. And
Raw Story took the bait, apparently.
They took the bait. I don't even think they took the bait. I think they got paid for this.
Oh, probably. There's no way anybody would talk about this unless there's any kind of financial or some kind of financial incentive at every level.
And remember, these corporate news outlets, they are businesses more than anything else. They do not care about the truth. They do not care about our lives. They do not care about their effects on people and children and families and society. They do not care. They are profit-generating institutions. And if in order to get all that sweet, sweet Democrat money with the midterms looming and the polls showing that Democrats are going to get swept under the rug, the best brilliant move by Fox News is to pay for this study, put it out there, and convince Democratic organizations, Democratic candidates that advertising on Fox News is the one way to beat the Republicans. And they are going to make $1 billion because of this. It is brilliant. And it is just a wonderful expression of the doublethink, the manipulation that even Fox News, believe it or not, folks, Fox News just wants your money, and they want Democrats' money too. And I think they were tipped off to this because of the ratings on how many Democrats watch Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
So there you go. It is really a delight. This makes me so happy that this was done.